Hey you guys, it's that time. Pick a story where in one of the decks or all of the decks could be a story or a message for you. So what I like to do is to first hold each deck up to the camera, starting with deck number 1. Could your story or message be here in deck number 1? Or is it in deck number 2? Could your story or message be here in deck number 2? Or is it in deck number 3? Could your story or message be here in deck number 3? Alright, so I hope you have made your selection, and we'll go ahead and begin with deck number 1. Oh, I forgot the incense, y'all. Gotta have my smoke going. Alright, my bad. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, the World, Nine of Swords overall energy, Ace of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. Alright, so overall energies, kind of feels like there's a lot of things on your mind. Maybe certain things are being revealed to you, or maybe there was something that somebody said that confirmed something for you, and whatever it is, it seems like your thoughts are overwhelming you. You could be concerned about a water sign, or a water sign is maybe concerned about you. I feel like you're trying to preoccupy your thoughts. There is some sort of underlying sadness that could be going on. I feel like you're going through some sort of personal transformations. I feel like your thoughts are going through some sort of transformations. Your emotions are going through some sort of transformations. Something may have altered your life, a situation, and I just feel like you're going through some sort of changes here. It's possible that you've lost your passion, especially in regards to how you earn your money or a relationship, and it just seems like maybe you're wanting to let something go, like something just doesn't work for you anymore, and you know, you're looking for something more fulfilling. It does look like maybe there is something, a part of your life that is coming to an end. It's like you're having to just like wrap things up. You know, maybe it's the relationship, the job, a living situation. Maybe you're having to pack and move and you don't really want to. Now, it also could be that there are some changes happening around you, and, you know, maybe you're around people or somebody in particular that's going through some sort of depression, sadness, job loss, having to relocate. You know, it could be their energy. But yeah, I kind of feel like you're just taking some sort of necessary steps to make these changes in your life. Looks like you're also having to, in a sense, plan something out, like you're making some sort of plans. Maybe you're documenting something or journaling something. You might have some sort of a checklist and you're like, okay, did that, check, did this, check. And you're just kind of getting things in order. I feel like you're having to get organized. You're organizing your thoughts. You're organizing your life It's just something that's going on. You might occasionally feel confused, and something could stop you in your tracks when you're getting ready to make some sort of decision. I feel like maybe emotionally something kind of stops you in your tracks, and you have to take a step back and make sure that you're doing the right thing. You're like, is what I'm doing the right thing? Now I'm also getting something about documenting your dreams. Like you've been having like a lot of strange dreams, or receiving like all these strange messages, and you're like reviewing your dream journal and trying to put pieces of a puzzle together. I feel like you're trying to make sense of something. Also, if you have a journal just in general, you might be going through the pages of your journal. Maybe you're going years back, maybe you're going months back, but it seems like it's something that you're trying to find that can help you move forward, or help you make sense of what's happening in your life, or where you're headed, helping you make future decisions. Kind of feels too like maybe you're very confused about something. You're like, that didn't make sense, and you're worried, because something that you maybe dreamed about doesn't make sense. Yeah. There also could be changes coming to your job, or the company that you work for. Maybe there's something going on where you were unaware that they were selling the business, or that these other changes are being made and you didn't even know it. Maybe the company got sold, and someone else owns it overseas now. So there could be some sort of major changes happening at your company. Career wise, you might suddenly decide that you don't want to do what it is that you're doing anymore, and could be doing something completely different. You might be like a fish out of water. You're like very new at something. If you were in school or college, it just seems like maybe you changed your mind mid-course. Maybe you're like, why did I sign up for this? Or I don't like this major, like I'm going into something else. In a love situation, I feel that either you are confused as to why someone blocked you, or they're confused why you blocked them. Usually it's for healing purposes. So like if somebody blocked you, it may be more so that this person is trying to heal and just can't bear seeing you, or interacting with you, so they just block you out altogether. You might find out some kind of information that you weren't expecting to hear, and it's possible that this information makes you sad. Something could be going on with somebody that you know that's at a distance, and maybe you feel like you're unable to help this person, or you're having to watch them suffer. You might learn the news of someone being cheated on, And it could really just change your whole perspective of this person, especially if it's more like a family member that you looked up to, or even like your friend's spouse, and find out that they were cheating. Like, that might be very disappointing for you to find out. Didn't see it coming. I feel like a water sign has like a lot of secrets. And you might be surprised to find out that this person was keeping something from you, and especially for a long time. But I feel like this person can't hold back anymore. They can't keep it a secret anymore. It's also possible that someone has been having deep conflicting feelings about you and you didn't know it, and they might decide to share it with you. I kind of feel like somebody wants to get something off of their chest because they don't want to take something to their grave. They feel like, not saying that somebody's going to go, but they're just like, if I ever went, I wouldn't want to take this with me. Like, you need to know this. Definitely seems that you could find out that people are parting ways, finding out news about a divorce or a breakup, finding out news that you've got to be transferred, or that the company is going out of business. I feel like there's going to be news of separation. In regards to a relationship, I feel that somebody is feeling left out, but they don't know how to vocalize it. In regards to some paperwork, I feel that you're being requested to submit some more paperwork. Or you need to finish something that you started. In regards to an interview, just make sure that you can back up what you say, because you might get some sort of a callback, or they're going to call your references. In the case of a breakup, it's possible that somebody is having second thoughts and wondering if the relationship can be salvaged. Either you could work in a place where secrets are kept, something confidential, dealing with sensitive information, like a bank or a hospital. Seems like something about your type of work deals with secrets, or is built on a foundation of secrets. I feel like if somebody was lied to or cheated on, they're dealing with some sort of trust issues. So it could be that you're like giving up on people. Just be careful that you're not holding on to the past or making excuses, like using the past as a crutch as to why you can't move forward. I feel like something happened in the past that really traumatized you. Also, like something sexually, like I kind of feel like maybe someone has been trying to make the best out of a situation where they were being abused. I feel like somebody has been keeping sexual abuse a secret. And in some ways, it's kind of like getting into relationships, or that energy is being carried over into relationships and causing an issue. And that also may have to do with like using the past as a crutch. I feel that maybe someone needs to continue working on some sort of healing process, whether it's through therapy, or just acknowledging this suppressed pain, or emotional trauma. I also feel that something's too painful to share verbally, and maybe shared in a dream instead. You could be blocking or moving on from an earth sign, or just feel like something isn't working anymore. There's also the possibility that an earth sign is secretly planning to leave. If you have a roommate, I feel like this person might not say anything. They're just going to leave, and that won't give you time to find another roommate. Kind of feel like somebody's also been dreaming about a relationship that ended. It could have been somebody who's passed away, or it could be just a breakup. But I feel like somebody's dreaming about this person who they no longer speak to, especially if they're a fire sign. You also might be trying to block out somebody's energy, like somebody you just don't want to think about this person anymore. It's too painful, and it seems like you're trying to block out their thoughts, thoughts of them or memories of them. But it seems, for the most part, that there's going to be some kind of moving away, or letting go. You're getting ready to start some new chapter in your life. Looks like you fulfilled, certain things, and it's just time to go to the next chapter. All right, so let's see what messages there are in deck number 2. All right, you have the Queen of Swords, the Five of Swords, Three of Cups, Two of Swords, the Fool, overall energy, Ace of Wands, Four of Swords, and Two of Wands. Okay, so feels like you guys are wanting to go in a new direction, and maybe wanting to reinvent yourselves. I feel like you're getting some sort of new beginning. You've been thinking about some things. Maybe you became quiet or isolated yourself, so that you could get some sort of clarity, or so that you wouldn't be influenced by the opinions of other people. And I do feel that isolation has inspired you, or prepared you for this new opportunity or this new beginning. Maybe you also intuitively kind of felt like something new was coming into your life, or some sort of opportunity, and you've just been quietly or patiently waiting for that to happen. I kind of feel though that you're still being met with some sort of blockages. Now, it is possible that you're just blocking somebody who's trying to come into your life, somebody that you took a break from. It's possible that this person is just coming back and trying to get your attention. You could be having challenges in regards to communication or how you express yourself. You might be choosing your words carefully because the way you speak could be offensive, hurtful, or harsh. You might find yourself disagreeing with people and just kind of having differences of opinions with people. Somebody always wants to have the last word, and I kind of feel like that is what you're going to be going through, even if this is you. Like, whoever you're communicating with or disagreeing with, either you want to have the last word or they do, and you both can go on like this. I mean, it is possible that eventually, you take the high road and just be like, let's just agree to disagree, or let's not focus on what we don't agree on. So yeah, I kind of feel like maybe after some sort of disagreement, there's going to be peace again. It's like, okay, I'm over it. Now, I also kind of feel that if anybody judges you or makes you feel some type of way, about certain things that you've shared, then you become more guarded, and not as open, and you might be coming off a little more closed off. Maybe you're feeling like somebody has like a strong opinion, and so you just want to keep certain things to yourself or limit what you say. This also can be the reason why someone has pulled back from you. It's possible that maybe you judged someone or shared a strong opinion. Now this person maybe feels a little cautious about opening up with you or sharing something with you. I'm getting the energy too of just like detachment or coldness. Something's going on where, you know, maybe you're just detaching from people, blocking people, ignoring certain people. You also seem to be not caring about what people have to say anymore because you just want to be you, or you want to do, you know, what you want to do. You're not listening anymore. You're like, you know what, so and so is just, they're not going to agree with what I want to do, so why bother telling them? I'm just going to do it. You might find yourself being very impulsive. Something's going on where maybe you even take a leap of faith, or you might find yourself acting out of character. People might be like, that's not you, or I didn't think you would do that or say that. But you're like, yeah, it's me, whatever. And so you're just not caring what people have to say or how you're being judged. If you were worried about being judged at first, I feel like you don't care anymore. I feel like somebody is criticizing you, but it might be like tit for tat. Like they criticize you, you criticize them, and it goes kind of like back and forth. But it also seems to be kind of like an understanding, and it's just like, well, you know, that's how they are. They know I don't like when they say this, or they know blah, blah, blah. And you guys kind of like make light of the situation. I'm getting a situation too where somebody is coming for you, trying to hurt you. But I kind of feel like this is more so a relationship thing. There's some sort of jealousy thing, like somebody is intentionally trying to make you jealous or doing something petty to get some sort of reaction out of you, or you are doing this to them. It could be, you know, back and forth. Usually this energy comes out when both parties are guilty of doing something. So yeah, you could be trying to make somebody jealous and vice versa. If you are looking to meet someone new, you're dating, I feel that a relationship starts off kind of hostile. It's just that you guys have strong opinions, or is something about that communication that just rubs you the wrong way, but you know they feel the same way. And eventually though, I feel like people are going to overcome their differences. You could be dealing especially with an air sign. Could be any sign, but air is the strongest. If you are getting ready to move, I feel like you're going to move someplace where you've never been, where you are just completely out of your element. Yeah, some place is very new for you. People might view you as being arrogant. People also might not like your passion or your humor. Also, something about your behavior could be misunderstood. If you are someone who is an introvert or kind of antisocial, not out of arrogance, but just because you don't really know how to interact or it makes you uncomfortable, I feel that people are going to be judging you for thinking you're too good for them, or thinking you're better than them in a sense. So I feel like your distance is being misinterpreted. I feel like somebody is also trying to hold back what they truly want to say. It might be a situation where somebody's like, if I were to be honest or if I were to tell the truth, your feelings would be hurt. And so it's kind of like, somebody is just like holding back from saying what they really want to say. You also could be critical about yourself and just kind of like, why am I like this? Or why do I say things like this? Or why do I do things like this? Or like you don't recognize something that you said or did until later. Like you're processing something and you're like, did I say something? And then it turns out that maybe you have said something that was harsh or too critical for somebody. And it also could be that somebody just can't handle the truth. Like somebody wanted like your honest opinion on something and you shared it. And then this person is just like, whatever, like, what do nobody asked you. It's just like, yeah, you did just ask me. Yeah, so it does look like maybe someone is either taking a high road and settling or setting your differences aside, or there is some sort of an apology from something somebody said. I feel like somebody wants to clear the air. I feel like somebody's words were taken out of context. Yeah. In regards to family, I kind of feel like there's going to be distance between family, but more so like extended family. Something may have went down over the past holiday, which made somebody pull back. It's possible that somebody has a very judgmental in-law, and so, if that's you, you might want to keep your distance from that person. Yeah, it does seem that somebody wants to try to make something up to you or vice versa. It's like, oh no, like you took it out of context, or that's not what I meant. So I kind of feel like somebody's trying to clean up what they said or did, or their reasons behind it. At work, I feel like there's some sort of petty things going on. People might be talking behind your back, or maybe you feel like somebody's trying to set you up for failure. I kind of feel like somebody is going to bring something back up or throw something in your face. Especially if you share something personal with somebody, I kind of feel like they're going to throw it in your face. Or try to twist something that you shared with them. Like maybe you told somebody like, oh yeah, I've been with this many people. And somebody just told you something and, you know, just confided in you about something. And then they'd be like, oh yeah, well that person's, you know, they were acting like a whore. Like, but remember you said that you were a whore too. And it's just like, no, I just said I've been with this many people. Didn't mean, you know, like, you know, somebody might misconstrue something. Um, Ultimately, though, I see somebody trying to apologize or make up for something that they said or did, or even for ignoring you. Like, oh, I didn't mean to leave you out the conversation. I didn't know you felt that way. It just seems like the air needs to be cleared. In regards to some opportunity, it could be a new opportunity for love or a relationship, but it feels like it's being blocked. It's possible that you're wanting something, but the universe is like, not yet, and creating some sort of obstacle. Somebody also might feel some type of way because they were friend zoned. In a love situation, I feel like maybe someone could potentially like allow themselves to fall in love or to say I love you even though they don't normally say things like that. It just seems like maybe someone's going to take a leap of faith. And then the other thing could be that somebody's just deciding to let a relationship go. Also, in regards to relationships, I feel like somebody has been kind of manipulative and not wanting to be seen as the villain. So I feel like somebody has been doing something to make you break up with them. I also feel that somebody is having like these thoughts, but they might be trying to blame you for these negative thoughts. So be cautious about that. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm kind of getting that situation where it could go either way. I would still say if you're concerned about somebody, to try and help them. But somebody might be crying wolf. They might be doing something just because their feelings are hurt, or they're needing attention, or they don't know any other way to get attention. Or somebody might try to hurt themselves, but they're blaming it on you. They're like, oh, well, had you not left me, or had you not said this, then I wouldn't have done this to myself. So hopefully that's not the case, but there is a possibility that someone is trying to pin something on you. Also, I feel like you're needing to take strong opinions with a grain of salt. Depending on what it is, I mean, what do you call it? Feedback is, important or needed, but I feel like all feedback doesn't have to apply. So kind of use discernment in regards to what you're getting feedback on. And this can be, in regards to anything as far as the way you dress, the type of job that you have that requires feedback, or, especially if you are a chef and you work with knives and people are being critical about your cooking. And it's just like you can listen to what certain people have to say and then discern, understand that some people just have a certain type of palate, or they just like have just a difference of opinion versus if you really did something wrong or messed up, so. But I'm being told more so to keep something with a grain of salt. All right, so let's see what messages there are from deck number 3. You have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Page of Swords, Six of Cups, Eight of Swords. Overall energy, Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Feels like you guys have been introverted. You've been in hermit mode. I feel that you've been in a selfish mood. I feel like you've been just focusing on yourself. Not that anything's wrong with that, but maybe you need it to focus on you. Maybe you need it to be selfish. Maybe you've been too, what do you call it? Too selfless. So, maybe you do need to just kind of pull back. And it seems too like you're having to save your money, or you're hiding it, or you're telling people you don't have money when you do, but that's because you're trying to save. Seems like you've also been, also have like put up some sort of a wall or set some sort of boundaries for yourself. I feel like there's just kind of like a blockage, or at least it has been. Seems like you're also just wanting to establish some kind of stability in your life. or you are establishing some sort of new foundation for yourself. In a love situation, I feel that somebody's been quiet or hiding, shy, processing their feelings on how they feel about you. I feel like somebody's been watching you, somebody's been observing you, and this person admires you. They're very much attracted to you. But I feel like they keep this to themselves, or they have not revealed to you how they feel about you. There's a strong possibility that, you and another person are pushing each other away or trying to suppress these desires that you have for each other for whatever reason. It could be that somebody's in a relationship. It could be that somebody is having inappropriate feelings for another person, supervisor, just somebody that they should not be looking at in that way. Kind of feels like two people are soulmates, but they're fighting it or in denial of it. They're like, that's not possible. Or, that's not really my soulmate. I feel like somebody's trying to suppress their desires. But at the same time, there's like this obvious attraction. Kind of feels too that somebody's been hiding something just in general and will eventually open up about whatever it is that they've been hiding. I feel like somebody does not want to be forced into expressing themselves or sharing some sort of secret. They have to share this secret on their own terms, especially if you are aware of somebody's secret and you're like, oh, I want them to just say it. And it's just like, nope, you got to let this person be patient and speak out when they're ready. I kind of feel too like somebody is being teased. Somebody is being flashed or teased. Like somebody knows that you like them, and so they're just kind of throwing something in your face or teasing you, or you're doing this to somebody. There could be some petty arguments going on either at work or in regards to relationships. There could just be some sort of petty arguments going on. I do feel that if you and your partner have been arguing, you guys are going to make up. You guys are going to move past that. There are things that maybe you're wanting to do that you're passionate about, but I feel like you're not doing it for some reason. Ultimately, I do feel like you're going to go back to doing something that you're passionate about. Like you used to be excited about this thing at one point. Maybe you suppressed it or ignored it, or thought you weren't going to be able to pursue your dreams. But it seems that you're going to have an opportunity and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do, or this is what I really desire. And I feel like you're going to go for it. It's still, I feel like ultimately though, you're still having to deal with some sort of negative thinking, self-doubt. You might also allow other people's opinions to affect you. I feel like one minute you were confident about something, or something sounds good when you're talking to yourself or when you're thinking out loud in private, and then the minute you open up and you say something out loud or publicly, then you start to feel like maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe the doubt comes in. I kind of feel like maybe you've been trying not to think about somebody, but you can't help it. And I feel like this person is going to reach out to you. Kind of feels like you've been also concerned about finances. So going back to that, I feel like you're needing to save up, or you're looking for the type of career that's going to give you security. Or maybe you're torn between a secure job and then a job that you're passionate about. If somebody is flirting with you, I feel that you're suspicious of them, or you feel like maybe this person has another agenda, or maybe you feel like this person's only after sex. But I kind of feel like you don't fully trust somebody who's been flirting with you. I'm also getting that someone is struggling with their hidden desires and the person that they desire or the person they're attracted to. Especially if it is something dealing with the same sex. I feel that someone is still insecure about the stigma attached to it and wants to lead a traditional life, but is concerned about what either family would say, or they're just concerned about their image in life, period. Something is indicating closure is needed. Someone needs to have closure. Um, Someone needs answers, or they're just like, just answer this, or just tell me this and I'll leave you alone, or blah, 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 and I'll never ask again. But I feel like somebody is needing closure. Kind of feels too like somebody is making like a public service announcement. Also, if someone is being threatened about being outed, I feel like this person is going to end up revealing that truth on their own as opposed to having someone else out them. Somebody might invite you to smoke weed with them. Metaphysically, I feel like somebody's been sending their energy to you. I feel like somebody's been lusting and using you as their object of desire to pleasure themselves. You might even feel this, or maybe this is something you already knew, just needed it confirmed. Yeah. I feel like somebody's sending their energy to you. You can feel it. That is also one of the reasons why you are stuck or can't seem to let go of the past. Even if it's like unintentional, like somebody don't know nothing about, sex magic, but they think about you to reach climax. They can't help it. It's still doing something to your energy. You can feel it. The other thing, I'm getting some sort of playful flirtation and somebody trying to set boundaries with their flirtation because they're in a relationship. So I don't know if it's you or if somebody is doing this to you, but I feel like somebody is trying to limit their flirtation. They're serious, but not serious. It's like if they weren't in a relationship, maybe something would go down, but because they are, the things that they're saying or doing are not to be taken seriously. I also feel that somebody is trying to be swayed. Somebody might be aware that you're in a relationship, but they're still going to try to seduce you. Also, if you've already let someone know that you aren't interested in them in that way, I feel like they're still going to try to seduce you. They're still going to try. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, fire sign, or an air sign. Definitely seems like somebody is just kind of testing the waters. They're like, I'm gonna just put this out there and see what I get back. If I get a positive response or just a inkling of interest, I'm going for it. So I kind of feel like somebody is just like, sprinkling something out there. They're trying to see how you're going to react to it, or maybe you're doing this to somebody. The other thing I was getting here, I feel like you're going to try your hand at something new, something that you've been curious about. You're like, you know what, I've never done this before, but let me try it. And so I feel like you're kind of dabbling into something new, especially more so in regards to a career. Like you're reading some job description and you're like, this sounds interesting, but I don't have any experience. I'm going to apply anyway and just see. I'm going to put it out there. If they call me back for an interview, then I'll go to the interview. If I get hired, then I'm going to try. It's just like you're just kind of going with the flow of things, or yeah, you're just kind of like going with the flow of things and trying to see, is something for you. You're like, let me just kind of see, let me try it. I kind of feel too, it's like fishing. Somebody is just kind of like putting something in the water and just seeing if they get any snags, and if they do, it's like, okay, let me try to reel them in. Somebody also might throw some hints at you and see if you can pick up on it. So in a sense, kind of like breadcrumbs, like somebody's trying to see if you're going to catch on to something. Especially if they have some sort of a secret. Again, with secrets, you might have a secret admirer, or somebody could be secretly pursuing you. Yeah, somebody has some sort of hidden romantic feelings for you or sexual feelings towards you. And I feel like this person wants to act out on a fantasy with you. Somebody might propose some sort of offer to you. They're like, how would you feel about this? Or what would you do if I offered this or said this? Like they're gonna, they're trying to see if you'd be interested. You also might be having some sort of wild sexual dreams. You might be having a lot of dreams about relationships as well. You might be connecting to soulmates on a different plane. I feel like somebody is also going to end up opening up Pandora's box, and it's going to be hard to close it. Something is very intense. Yeah, somebody's been thinking about you a lot and they're trying not to think about you, or vice versa. Somebody is definitely trying to block out some sort of thoughts. It's like, I don't want to think of this person, or I don't want to think of this person in that way. You also just might be very surprised to find out some sort of information that puts you on a different path. It could be in regards to someone's feelings about you, or something in regards to a job transfer, something that's putting you on a different path. I'm also getting something about ancestors have been trying to protect you, especially if they're fire signs. They've been trying to protect you or guard you. It could be to the point where you feel trapped or overprotected. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you guys. Hopefully something resonated. Feel free to leave your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Sending you love and grace.